In this video, I'm going to show you 5 proven to work, almost foolproof, mixing vocal chains with all the insert and all the effects, reverbs, delay, and all that. I'm going to go through 4 different styles and genres: a female smooth ethereal vocal, a male hard-hitting trap vocal, a male rock vocal, and a more generic modern hip-hop vocal you can probably apply to everything. The 5th one is going to be a collection of some of my favorite special effects that I built throughout the years and I used in several mixes, and also a couple of quick and easy foolproof plugins that you can throw on your vocals if you want to get a demo done fast or something like that. The first part, one of the 2 hip-hop trap vocals and the special effects collection, is going to be available for everyone for free here on the channel. The second part, the other 3 styles, is going to be available for members only, as probably most of the new and upcoming mixing and mastering tutorials and courses here on the channel. If you want to join and become a member, click the join button down here. See all the perks of becoming a MixbusTv member, which also includes mix consultations with me via Skype or email. Let's get to the video. Before we start, check the info box down below for my mixing courses on Pro Mix Academy, free plugins, special offers and discounts, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The first quick and easy for vocals is a new plugin. It came out not long ago. It's called Vox Doctor. Super easy to use. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sliders here, 2 different styles. It sings in blue and rap in green. And again, if you need something quicker, you have a demo to send or something like that, this is perfect for it. You have 5 sliders. Let me go for rap for this vocal and let's hear it. So let me turn everything down. You have compression here first.
Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in. I ain't got no time, this is mackin'. Girl, player, acting. Talk about the bird flow. You don't really.
You have saturation.
Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in. I ain't got no time, this is mackin'. Girl, player, acting.
You have a nice delay.
Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in. I ain't got no time, this is mackin'. Girl, player, acting.
You have a reverb.
Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in. I ain't got no time, this is mackin'. Girl, player, acting. Talk about the bird flow. You don't really know that, I know. I ain't got no time for the lame of the game. I'ma get it one dime, photo.
All right, this is the rap style. You also have the sing mode with, again, a different kind of saturation.
Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in. I ain't got no time, this is mackin'. Girl, player.
A really subtle delay here.
Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in. I ain't got no time, this is mackin'. Girl, player, acting. Talk about the bird flow. You don't really know that, I know. I ain't got no time.
Very close to the invisible ambient that I showed you before, all right? It just gives a little depth. And then the reverb.
Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in. I ain't got no time, this is mackin'. Girl, player, acting.
And after, if you need something else, like in this case, you want to throw a de-esser on it, any simple de-esser like the old waves, which I still love.
Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in. I ain't got no time, this is mackin'. Girl, player, acting. Talk about the bird flow. You don't really know that, I know. I ain't got no time for the lame of the game. I'ma get it one dime, photo.
Quick and easy, like I said, it's VST only, so if you want to use it with Pro Tools, you need a patchwork, like in this case, but it's a cool plugin. I don't remember how much is that. It's super cheap anyway, so check it out. Another foolproof, quick and easy chain, and actually I should say plugin, is still a great plugin, is the Cla Vocal. If you got no time or you don't really know how to, this is a safe bet. It has a few sliders, in this case 6 sliders for effects, bass, treble, compress, reverb, delay, and pitch. I'm not a big fan of the compression on this one, so push being my favorite, the other 2 are a bit overdone. It's a nice all-in-one plugin, so without it.
Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in. I ain't got no time, this is mackin'. Girl, player, acting. Talk about the bird flow. You don't really know that, I know. I ain't got no time for the lame of the game. I'ma get it one dime, photo. Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in.
I like the reverb on it.
Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in. I ain't got no time, this is mackin'.
The tide especially, you have different kinds of delays.
Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in. I ain't got no time, this is mackin'. Girl, player, acting. Talk about the bird flow.
And if you have, for example, if you can use it on a lead, but if you want to stereoize maybe a double, you have just one track, the stereoizing function is pretty cool.
Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in. I ain't got no time, this is mackin'. Girl, player, acting.
From subtle to overdone. But if you, like I said, are like me and you don't like the compressor part on it, there are two plugins from Waves that are still used on so many productions and they are completely foolproof. The R compressor and the R Vox. Okay, so in this case you might want to use, especially if you use the reverbs and delays, you want to use this one before, one of these two before the Cla Vocal, for example. Let's start with the R comp. The R comp is a classic. It has two modes, opto and electro. I would be LA2A-ish. 1176 kind of compressor, the electro of course. Warm if you want to add a little bit of color or not. This is really a foolproof compressor.
Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in. I ain't got no time, this is mackin'. Girl, player, acting. Talk about the bird flow. You don't really know that, I know. I ain't got no time for the lame of the game. I'ma get it one dime photo. Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in. I ain't got no time, this is mackin'. Girl, player, acting. Now you wanna see about the bird flow?
All right, really, really cool. And you can set the release manual or automatic. And the R Vox is, again, especially for rap, hip hop vocals, but also rock. It's kind of a classic. It has a specific sounds. It kind of has a little bit of exciter at the top when you use it, and two sliders really.
Ciabatta be the money on the back end. She be screaming, daddy, put me back in. I ain't got no time, this is mackin'. Girl, player, acting. Talk about the bird flow. You don't really know that, I know. I ain't got no time for the lame of the game. I'ma get it one dime photo.
And the gate is also very useful, like I showed you before. If you have a vocal track that is a little bit dirty in between, it helps tighten things up. So these are two quick and easy chains that you can throw on a vocal if you don't have time, if you need to get out something really quick. Let's see the special effects now. All right, for the special effects, it wasn't an easy pick because I have so many special effects. I'm kind of known for my vocal effects. I build 6 to 10 brand new original for every mix I do. So I picked this song. It is a song by Reagan Romance. It's called Shut Off, that I mixed and mastered. And it has two vocalists, Natalie Nebula, female vocal, and Daniel Graves from Aesthetic Perfection. And this mix is full of vocal effects. So let's hear the track for a second. Alright, I didn't remember it hit so hard. Anyway, you hear there's radio vocals far left, far right, in the background, special effects. That was pre-Billie Eilish, by the way. The stuttery female there. And also there's another part. Anyway, if you want to hear the full song, is out, Reagan Romance Shut Off. And yeah, in this case, you hear Daniel's vocal are for the first time in the song, and the only moment in the song are in the background, and she's up front. But let's try to see some of them, because there's so many. So let's start with Natalie Vocals here. I have two vocal tracks. One is here, and one is up there. There you go. Okay, so the first one that we hear, let me mute everything else, is her radio vocal.
I've gotten good at making other people disappear. Just close my eyes and fantasize that they were never here. Not in the mood, and thanks to you, my head's all in a spin. Don't testify, won't empathize, can shake this place I'm in. There's no surprise.
And now it cleans up. Now, it's gonna be hard for me to find all of them, But you hear, we start with a reverse here. All right, this, how I do this is I usually take a vowel, I put a long reverb on it, and I select a longer portion than the actual clip, and then I reverse reverb. If you have Pro Tools, this is super easy because you get any reverb, it has a reverse button here. So you put like the DK something crazy like 50, 60, 90, and you click reverse and then you go. You just grab one vowel, and these are how you do this reverse effect. You can see stuff like this in my courses and other members only videos here on the channel a lot. I just bandpass it so to remove the really top end for it. Now the radio vocal, let me try to solo it. Let me mute this other one.
I've gotten good at making other people disappear. Just close my eyes and fantasize that they were never here.
All right, so this one has SSL for filters, EQ you can see, and gate. And after that, there's a de-esser. Let me bypass everything. I need to make this one inactive.
I've gotten good at making other people disappear. Just close my eyes and fantasize that they were never here.
All right, dry vocal, just de-essing first thing, and then removing some low mids and adding a little bit of air.
I've gotten good at making other people...
Anyway, this is just cleanup. We are doing special effects. After, there's a really hard notch in those frequency and a little more top end.
I've gotten good at making other people disappear.
This is, of course, in view of the fact that I'm going to box and distort and radiofy these vocals. So I needed those resonances to be notched out so they wouldn't resonate when the main effects that we are using for the boxy vocals was in. Compression.
I've gotten good at making other people disappear. Just close my eyes and fantasize that they were never...
Just to keep those peaks controlled, that is a patchwork that is not used. And then we have the main radio sound is the fuzz box.
I've gotten good at making other people disappear. Just close my eyes and fantasize that they were never here.
That is the main sound of that. Once you have these kind of sounds, as a general rule, you want to control the dynamic of it. And after it, right there in those 1.5 to 10K, 7K range.
I've gotten good at making other people disappear. Just close my eyes.
You want to control that, okay? And then the Pro Q, and I think this is an automation. Yeah, super narrow bandwidth, but it only happens here. So you can see it, it's off all the time.
'Cause enough is enough. Shut up.
Just for that word there, which is probably thrown through a delay. Okay, so this is the main boxy vocal, and it's not alone because we have the clean vocal on it too. So they are together.
I've gotten good at making other people disappear. Just close my eyes and fantasize that they were never here. Not in the mood, and thanks to you, my head's all in a spin. Don't testify.
All right, to make it intelligible in the song, of course, you need a cleaner vocal. I'm not going through how I mix this one because it's really not. We're just looking at the special effects. Here at the beginning, we have also the stutters. So let me mute that one again. And we have reverse stutter and another reverse reverb there. So
I've gotten good at making other people disappear. Just close my eyes and fantasize that they were never here. Not in the mood, and thanks to you, peer.
They're all ear candies that they add to the song. Same here, something similar happens. Okay, now let's start with the send effects. There's the first one is Radio Vocal 2, is just to stereoize all these blue effects here, all these printed effects. You can see the sends, these are a 0. They come up only when these blue effects come up. So in this one I have just SSL for gating, band passing the signal before hitting the multiband compressor too, because these effects are very wild in level. So let me see if it works right here, for example. just to take care of the spikes in whatever range of frequency. But the main effects here is the doubler, so I wanted to spread both the stutters and the reverse reverbs. Next one, we have the verse delay. This is more important. So this is static throughout the song, is always there. So let's see how it sounds.
Making other people disappear. Just close my eyes and fantasize that they were never here. Not in the mood, and thanks to you, my head's all in a spin. Don't test.
I'm not sure I can solo this to you, but as you can see, I have SSL not doing anything. It's just Echo Boy with saturation all the way up in Plex mode. Actually, this is Echo Boy Junior, so it's a very distorted reverb, very distorted delay, sorry.
Making other people disappear. Just close my eyes and fantasize that they were never here. Not in the mood, and thanks to you, my head's.
Let me try to solo it somehow.
Making other people disappear. Just close my eyes and fantasize that they were never here. Not in the mood, and thanks to you, my head's all in a spin.
Okay, so you hear it is very distorted. Also, is being fed radio-y vocals on top of the clean one, so it has both. Low-cut filters, you can see the settings. The most important thing is for something like this, since that static is throughout the song, is you want to put a compressor after it and trigger it, like I said before, with the lead dry vocal, so when she sings.
Making other people disappear. Just close my eyes and fantasize that they were.
All right, the delay gets ducked and it comes up only when the compressor let go, when she's not singing, so in between words. Then I have the chorus delay. Again, it comes out obviously in the chorus. You can hear it here.
Shut off now, I won't let you hurt me more.
All right, let's see what did I do here. So let me try to solo this one as well.
Shut off now, I won't let you hurt me more.
All right, so we have, aside from SSL channel filtering and doing a little bit of EQ, we have two processors. The first one, oh, this is one of my secrets. Why am I even giving this away? Let's bypass this one. So this is just a delay.
Shut off now, I won't let you hurt you, hurt you, hurt you, hurt you, hurt you, hurt you.
Let me solo this. This is just a delay, and as you can see, it's not stereo. It's stereo, but it's not ping-ponging. The same repeats are left and right, so it sounds mono right now.
Shut off now, I won't let you hurt you more.
And here's my secret given away. Spatial Expander from TC Electronic. I have so many uses for this plugin. Again, it's a plugin with a controller that I will never tell you. This one is one. So I didn't want a ping pong because I already have ping pong's delays. I didn't want another kind of repeat left and right. I just wanted to stereoize this thing. And the Spatial Expander is the secret to it. So
Shut off now, I won't let you hurt you more.
without it.
Shut off now, I won't let you hurt you more.
All right, and this is a subtle use of this awesome processor. Next one is the Reverb, just to wet my delay. Let me play it for you.
Shut off now, I won't let you hurt you more.
And because I didn't want all the delays and effects to add up at the top end, I used Sooth 2.
Shut off now, I won't let you hurt you more.
Just tame a little bit of that top end. All together, we have doubles too. I'm not gonna go through them, but all together, they sound like this, just to give you an idea.
Shut off now, I won't let you hurt me more.
And this was pretty much all of it, aside from the various automations that happen in the mix for Natalie Vocal. But this part, this is where Daniel Graves gets in. So let me unmute his vocal as well, because I've done some very cool effects on his vocal too.
This time.
All right, this effects here is the Sound Toys Tremolator. There are so many in this song, so
This time.
you notice I automated the depth. because this part, it was too much for that word if I put the depth all the way in. So
This time.
you can see that knob, the depth knob moving, and I customized the actual tremolo. Is a custom, is not a preset shape. So that is how I did that one. And there's also another delay after it.
This time.
I think this might be a printed track. Yes, it is.
This time.
Since we are doing a special effects, this one was, let me see how it sounds without it, without anything else. I have several of these.
This time.
Okay, just grabbed that part where I wanted the delay, and I put amplitude on it, distorted it.
This time.
Then boxed in probably, yeah, exactly.
This time.
IR1 for reverb, so a room.
This time.
And bandpass that one probably.
This time.
So bandpass before and after, and I'm pretty sure the imager is, yes, exactly, it's automated. Let me show you the automation for both. So rotation, there's rotation and asymmetry both. So it goes left and right, but stereo.
This time. This time. This time. This time.
Very smooth movement, okay? So as you can see, I can do pretty crazy custom effects. I have others like this one, same thing probably, and I also double it underneath.
'Cause enough. Shut up.
For whatever reason, just add craziness to the mix. And I have also, oh, the vocoder I'm gonna show you after, but as I said, there's Natalie Vocal here coming in, so let's hear that.
Shut off now, I won't let you hurt me more. We can't go back to where we were before. Take off now, I know what you want me for. Hell has no fury like a woman's gun. Shut off.
I think if we're talking about special effects, I'm not gonna break this mix down. There's this one.
Enough's enough. Enough's enough. Enough's enough.
Okay, so this really distorted and far away vocal of Daniel. Let me try to mute this one. Okay, so for this one, I use again fuzzbox with a different kind of emulation of whatever radio thingy, and distortion and filters, of course. Without it, it sounds like this.
Enough's enough.
Okay, fuzzbox in.
Enough's enough.
Tremolator.
Enough's enough.
Very, very subtle. Let me push this one so you can hear it.
Enough's enough.
And it's, maybe it's automated, maybe it's just left that subtle. And then reverb 2. It's very in your face. I want it far away. This one, for that one moment, Daniel is in the background.
Enough's enough.
And I really love this reverb. The Revive 2 is really great. I use it a lot in my mixes. And then after that, I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure there's some other effect.
Shut off now.
Aside from all my doubles that I created with his vocals and stuff, I know there's this vocal synth here that is automated. Let me see. It only, oh, all right, it's for the end, but it's a special effect, so this is what we're doing today. It's just a bypass, so a master bypass. Let me put this read in off, and because it only comes out there. So, and put the mix up because that's automated too. It would sound like this. Okay, it's all chopped up and digitalized and all that. You can see I just used the CompuVox and the BioVox and the shreds to give it like the stutter effects. But this one is only automated to come up in that last note that I just with the polyphonic, the time stretch in Pro Tools. I took it, the last vowel, and stretched it out long, and then I added the vocal synth. So it goes from bypassed to unbypassed, and you will see the mix slider going up as the note, the last note, is prolonged.
Like a woman's
And it takes us to the end of the song, okay? So that's definitely special effects. Same for the EQ, it comes up here. And it just muffles the end of that tail. Now I also have these effects here, okay? This is a vocoder vocal that I actually printed. You can see, I can try to make this one active. So this is the processing chain. Again, there was some compression on it, nothing really that it's interesting other than the vocal synth, which I used for the vocoderize that vocal, which is Ty's vocal. For the first time he sang on one of these songs, I don't think he even remembers. Filter it out and EQ it out because it had to fit in there underneath all the others. Fuzz box on it too, and then a reverb. So because the processing was just static, and for these few words, I just printed it and made it inactive. And this is how these vocoder, all this processing at the end sounds like this.
Shut off now! I won't let you hurt me more.
All right, and this is exactly what we have here at the end.
Shut off now! 'Cause I know what you want before. Shut off now! Shut off now!
Okay, if we add all the other vocals together, the volume now is really high, just so you can hear it.
Take off now! 'Cause I know what you want before. Hell have no fury like a woman's score.
Okay, it was that low in the...
Take off now! 'Cause I know what you want before.
Because it's at the end of the song, I wanted to add something, you know, another element that it wasn't in the previous choruses. And I think after the special, the breakdown, and just before the last chorus, we have these two more vocoder vocals here.
Enough's enough!
All right, so I did these two. I, again, printed it by using, I don't know what I'm missing here. So it's, oh, the Neutron Exciter, which was Neutron 2. I have Neutron 3 right now. So let me try to solo these ones without anything on it. It was, I think, Ty still.
Enough's enough!
Go figure, it's her. So with Alter Boy first, sounds like this.
Enough's enough!
With vocal synth, sounds like this.
Enough's enough!
That's pretty badass. I need to save that. And then box it in, cut in the low end actually.
Enough's enough!
All right, and then the Neutron Exciter, I had the 3 now, so let me open it up. It was probably to add some grit at some point.
Enough's enough!
And probably just at the top end.
Enough's enough!
That's what I would do now.
Enough's enough!
Let's leave it at that. And then the delay to stereoize it. So one channel is a 0, the other 20 seconds, and becomes stereo.
Enough's enough!
And I did a variation of it in the second channel. It's probably something different.
Enough's enough!
A lot different. So let's bypass these. The Lil Alter Boy,
Enough's enough!
which now sounds like this.
Enough's enough!
A different kind of vocal synth.
Enough's enough!
And EQ.
Enough's enough!
Well, I'm gonna copy the Neutron Exciter there.
Enough's enough!
All right, it's not that important. And then the delay to stereoize.
Enough's enough!
All right, I printed these so I can make them inactive because they're pretty heavy. And once printed, they sound like this.
Enough's enough!
Probably a little bit of, yeah, top end and removing the lows.
Enough's enough!
And that's right before the last chorus. Let me play it for you.
Enough's enough! Enough's enough! Shut up now! I won't let you have me!
And it takes us home. Okay, I think this is it. There's probably another 15 special effects in this song just for vocals, on Daniel's probably too, on some backgrounds, the whisper vocals and stuff. But maybe I'll break down some of it in the next part, in the second part of this two-part video. This was a small piece of my special effects collection for vocals. If you want to see part 2 with the other 3 styles, but not just that, all the next in-depth mixing and mastering videos and tutorials and courses here on the channel, click the join button down here, become a member. You also have mix consultations with me via Skype or email. I hope this video was useful. I hope you liked it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like. Follow MixbusTv on Instagram and Facebook. Subscribe if you haven't already. Click the notification bell. It helps the channel a lot. Stay safe. See you next time.